What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm giving you my predictions for the top 10 rated players in NHL 23. Now, I want to say this isn't what I think they should be rated. This is what I think EA is going to rate them. So, starting off here at number 1, no surprise, we have Connor McDavid at 95 overall. Now, for instance, I would also have McDavid at 1, but I think personally he should be a 99. Why have, 99 overall in the game if you're not going to give it to McDavid? One of the best hockey players ever stepped foot on this earth, in my opinion. But for some reason, EA just seems completely unwilling to give him any higher of a rating than 95. So that's where I have it. If I had to do his stats personally, I'd give him like 99 offensive awareness because he's insane. Defensive awareness 89 is about as low as I could get it. His skating there is almost maxed out speed. Personally, I'd probably just give him 99s as well, but I don't think EA will do that. Puck skills there, all 97. Shot there's a bit more accurate than powerful. Physical stats are definitely lower, but still 95 overall. Two guys, don't really worry about the X factors for this video. I'm hoping in NHL 23 will actually get new X factors. But even if that's not the case, I feel like the ones they had this year honestly weren't too bad. Also, I should point out, guys, I have McDavid's potential at high franchise. I believe EA still had him at medium franchise this year, but I mean, after the season he's had, just his career in general, I don't know how you don't give him high franchise. Like, again, if they're not going to give McDavid high franchise, why does it exist? And so after that, guys, at number 2, I had the player you saw in the thumbnail. That's Cale Makar. Now a 94 overall, so a pretty big boost for him. I think he started out NHL 22 at like 89, 90. I think maybe finished it as a 91, 92. So I've got him a 94 overall. So dominant in the playoffs, won the Norris. Best defenseman in the NHL. I don't think everyone's going to argue with you. So good offensively, so good defensively. Speaking of McDavid, we saw in that matchup with Edmonton, he's like probably the only defenseman in the NHL that can actually keep up with him. He literally was able to catch up with McDavid. So you can see 95 speed and excel, 97 agility, really good hands there. Hand-eye should honestly be 95 as well. I think that's just a miss by me. Good shot too. Good offensive defensive awareness. Not the best physical, but good enough. Stick checking, defensive awareness, of course, are insane. Best defenseman in the NHL. And you can see I've also given him medium franchise potential. I believe he was medium elite, maybe high elite before, but at this point, he's definitely deserving of that franchise. I'm sure these fans are wondering when this next guy was going to show up. At number 3, I have last year's cover boy, current Reese Richard Trophy winner, Auston Matthews, also a 94 with the medium franchise. The dude had 60 goals this year. Well deserving, I think, to be a top 3 player in the game. You can see there his shot's incredible. Like, if EA doesn't give him a crazy shot like this, what are they even doing? 98 wrist shot accuracy, 96 slap shot, 94 for both powers, 97 offensive awareness. Matthews is also pretty good defensively, which is something I think a lot of people don't realize. So 92 defensive awareness there, 94 stick check. Pretty good skating, but not the best, obviously. Physical is also not amazing. Really good hands still, though. I think defensive awareness could even be a little bit higher. Matthews definitely a very, very well-rounded player. Well-deserving of number 3. And Oilers fans, don't worry. Next up at number 4 here, I have Draisaitl. Also 94 overall, medium franchise. Probably, though, would be like my 3rd pick of him, Matthews, Makar. Still, though, amazing player. Put up a ton of points this year. How will he play in the playoffs, too? 2 points a game while playing injured is insane. McDavid was over 2 points a game, I think. Draisaitl, though, can score. I think he finished 2nd in scoring just behind Matthews there. Also, too, very, very good playmaker. I think a reason why, McDavid and everyone else on the Oilers is able to put up so many points. Now, defensively, Draisaitl isn't that great, so I actually just changed his defensive awareness to 90, but I bumped up his offensive awareness. I think I also bumped up his puck skills a bit, as like I mentioned. Very, very good playmaker, even though he's scoring over 50 goals a game. That's why he's a 94 overall. Just such a good offensive player. Well deserving of that rating. And next up here, number 5. This one may be a little bit controversial, but in my opinion, it's an easy choice. I've got Sidney Crosby. I think Crosby's going to go down as a top 5 player all time, and he's still amazing. He has yet to average less than a point per game in a season during his career. If you guys didn't know that, little trivia for you, but that just shows how consistent he is. In this year's playoffs, he actually had the highest points per game, just behind McDavid and Draisaitl, averaging 2+ points a game, which is pretty tough to beat. Crosby's still so good in my opinion. Highlighted by his 97 hand-eye. He's got 97 offensive awareness there, 95 poise. I personally probably give him like 99 poise, but again, I don't really think EA likes giving out the 99 stats. Shot there, you can see wrist shot's quite accurate. I tried to boost the wrist shot accuracy a bit to kind of reflect how good his backhand is. Unfortunately, there's no backhand stat in this game. I think that'd be like something pretty cool. Same with maybe like a forechecking stat, a back-checking stat. I feel like there's definitely some things they could throw in here. Under physical, you can see his strength's 90. Looking at the skating, you can see he's got 95 balance. I feel like he's one of the hardest players in the game to get the puck off his stick. He's just so strong on it. Even defensively, he's pretty solid, so 90 awareness there, 94 stick check. And not only does he have the stats, but I feel like EA really hates lowering older star players' ratings for some reason. Even ones that deserve it, kind of like Drew Doughty, Erik Karlsson, they waited so long to ever lower those guys from being 90+. So the fact that Crosby's still playing well, I feel like there is no way he's less than a 93. And our next year, guys, at number 6, we have Crosby's Cole Harbour buddy and Nathan MacKinnon, also 93 overall. Medium franchise potential there, although in NHL 23 he'll actually be done growing. He'll be 27. And you can see there he's got great puck skills, 95 offense awareness, and poise. I feel like now he's got a Stanley Cup. As a superstar player, definitely deserves the 95 poise. Shooting too, you can see he's got a great shot on him. Of course, one of the fastest players in the NHL, reflected by that speed. 90 strength as well. He's strong in the puck like Sid. I'm sure you know Tom a thing or two. Defensively, he's pretty solid as well. So 92 awareness, 92 stick check. I think MacKinnon at 6 is quite fair. And I'm curious to see what you guys think of this next one. At number 7, I have Nikita Kucherov, also 93 overall there with medium franchise. I feel like Kucherov is so good because he's had some injuries the last couple seasons. People forget that. I mean, what, like 3 years ago, he had more points than McDavid had this season. And speaking of McDavid, he's the only player in the NHL who had more points per game this year than Kucherov. So I feel like he's definitely a top 10 player. You guys can see there. Sniper, 96 for all the puck skills, 97 offensive awareness, really accurate shot. Not as powerful as some of the other guys, though. Defensively, not as good, obviously. So I got him down to 89. But again, with the way the ratings works, it's tough to lower it too much without ruining the overall. Pretty good skater, but not as fast as, say, MacKinnon and McDavid. Physical stats there, really nothing too crazy. Although aggressiveness there, I have 88 because he's definitely getting a lot of penalties and stuff. We saw in the playoffs too. He's got a bit of a temper, so I think that all makes sense. But again, such a good offensive player. It was really hard for me not to have him. 93 with MacKinnon and Crosby. And now speaking of the 93 overall players, next to number 8 is the last one, and it's Kucherov's teammate Andrei Vasilevskiy, 93 overall, medium franchise. In my mind, the best goalie in the NHL. So consistent. We see that with all those crazy playoff stats. Until their series with the Avs, I don't think Vasilevskiy had lost a back-to-back playoff game in 3 years. Also, too, in his series clinching games, his goals against average was something like .1. I want to say he had 6 shutouts in 7 games, and the one game he didn't have a shutout, he let in 1 goal. So, dude is insane. Speaking of which, how does he have 90 points? That's a mistake by me. He should definitely have 95. Honestly, like I was saying with McDavid, if not 99 poise. If EA doesn't give him 95 poise, I don't know what they're doing over there, but like I was saying, guys, so good. I know during the regular season, other goalies had better goals against, better save percentages, but not a single one of those goalies has been as consistent as Vasilevskiy over the past, 6-7 years. I feel like every single season, he's going to be one of the top goalies in the NHL, where a lot of times you don't know, say Freddie Anderson, bad in the Leafs last year, solid in Carolina this year, for example. Every year, though, you're getting with Vasilevskiy, you're getting a top-end goaltender, and I think that's why he's number 1 on my list for goalies. And next year, guys, at number 9, I have Roman Josi, who was the runner-up for the Norris Trophy this year behind Cale Makar. 92 overall there with high lead potential. I know probably some people think his defensive game could be better. He's mostly an offensive defenseman, but honestly, I don't care. This guy had almost 100 points this year. Still has a pretty solid defensive game, in my opinion, and if a defenseman ever puts up almost 100 points per game, a 92 overall, I think, is more than fair from me. And now finally here, guys, rounding out this list, at number 10, we actually have a tie. The first player, Alex Ovechkin, 92 overall, high franchise. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with this, but as I mentioned with Crosby, there is no way they're going to lower Crosby or Ovechkin's rating. I've seen some player lists on Twitter where they have OV outside a top 20 player in the NHL, which I think is ridiculous. The dude just still had 50 goals this year, going to beat Gretzky's goal record and go down as the greatest goal scorer of all time. Obviously, he doesn't play much defense, but he still deserves to be at least a top 15 player in the NHL, and I think EA will definitely have him as top 10. So you guys can see there, 97 hand-eye with a 97 slapshot accuracy. Of course, with the one-timer zone ability, that's to reflect, when he's in his office, clapping bombs on the power play. I feel like that makes sense. 97 offensive awareness. Defensive awareness, though, I was able to get pretty low there to 86. Still have him be a 92. Decent skating, not the best. 95 balance, though. 94 strength, because he is pretty physical there. 95 poise, of course, for a superstar. Again, I feel like some people could argue this, but I don't think it's going to be the worst rating when NHL 23 comes out. And as I mentioned, guys, at number 10, we have a tie. So with Ovechkin, I've got Igor Shesterkin here, 92 overall now, medium franchise potential. This dude was the consensus Vezina winner this year and well-deserved. He had one of the best seasons for a goalie of all time, so it's pretty hard not to make him a 92. Honestly, I was thinking about maybe making him a 93, but the thing is, he doesn't have as big of a resume as Vasilevskiy does, so I feel like, I'd give the slight edge there to Vasilevskiy. If you guys are curious about the goalie stats, you can have a look there, but well-deserved. Also, too, I gave him medium franchise potential, so in franchise, even if only 1 year left to grow, he's definitely probably going to hit 93, 94, depending how the Rangers do. So that is the top 10 player list, guys. Anyone I don't have on this list, I think is going to be a 91 overall or lower, but some of them might end up being a 92 still, like, say, a Huberdeau, I think is going to be 91, 92. It's really tough to say. So speaking of that, I'll quickly kind of go through the top scorers. Most of these guys I think are going to be 91s, like Huberdeau, Gaudreau, Kaprizov there, Stamkos, Tkachuk. Miller's probably high 80 because this was kind of a one-off year, almost 100 points. Marner's probably 91, same with Panarin. Connor 90-91, Rantanen 91, Kane 91, Barkov same thing. Kadri's probably a bit lower though. Hedman's probably 91, same with Adam Fox. Charlie McAvoy should be, but because he doesn't put up as many points, they'll probably have him 89, 90. For goalies, maybe Connor Hellebuck is also a 91. So again, guys, those are my predictions. I'd love to hear from you in the comments section what you think about them. Who do you think is going to be like, the top 5 rated players in the game? And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.